Now, we have all heard it before. One of the most common questions our friends or people close to us have questioned us about is, how is your love life going? What kind of a guy do you want? Do you currently have a boyfriend? Tell me how your romantic life is going. So on and so forth, it goes on. In our life, society, and culture, having a romantic partner is considered such a need and necessity that sometimes topics of self-love or being on your own or being single are not really talked about much. Wherein I feel self-love is one concept which we all can do a better job at, and I think there is not a lot of information, awareness, or people talking about it and the actual importance of it. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're in a relationship with someone who provides you with emotional security, intimacy, safety, acceptance, and appreciation, then much power to you. Loving another person is definitely not a bad thing at all. We need an abundance of love in our life, but only after you have learned to love yourself to the point that a romantic partner's presence wanted and not necessarily needed all the time. Let me be very honest and tell you this, being in a romantic relationship is not the solution to your problems, but loving and embracing yourself fully is the first step you can take to feel more whole, complete, and peaceful within yourself, and start showing up as your authentic version who does not seek out as so much of love from another person, but has so much of love within that you don't need another person's validation or approval for anything. So if you are someone who has struggled to find self-love, or you're confused, or you just keep hopping on from one relationship to another and yet feel dissatisfied, then I think this video might really help you. As usual, here are all the list of things I'll be talking about. You can skip to the part which you want, but if not, then you can watch the whole video. Have you ever experienced feeling deeply understood, inspired, motivated, content by life and its little joys? If yes, then you have experienced what authentic love feels like because you have given it to yourself. You now know what vulnerability feels like, what being completely honest with yourself feels like, what showing up as your authentic self day to day feels like. So now this is what you should feel when you're in a relationship with someone else, because now you know what love feels like because you have deeply and very genuinely given it to yourself. And if not, then I suggest it's time to work on yourself and level up your self-love and self-development goals and practices. Okay, now love is a very good emotion and feeling to feel. Our society has given love such a bad reputation, but honestly, it is one of the best feelings you can experience. Everyone romanticizes the love you feel with or for a romantic partner, but let me tell you, you have definitely experienced love before, and not in the form which comes from being in a relationship with another person, but from so many other different things. Every time your parents do something for you, or someone did something unexpectedly, you feel love. Love is when you do selflessly things for others. Love is when you express gratitude. Love is when you do service. Love is when your ego is not sitting in the driver's seat of your life, but rather you let joy control and take over. Love is when you stand up for yourself and your boundaries. Love is when you finally show up as the person you have always wanted to be. Love is when you have respected yourself, when you have stood by your boundaries, when you have appreciated your accomplishments. That is a version of love which you can only give to yourself. Now, I believe love is such a powerful emotion. When we are connected to our heart space, something magical happens. This magic doesn't just happen in our romantic relationships, but it happens in our personal life. When we do something we are really passionate about, we are connected to energies greater than ourselves, because now we are channeling a lot of love from higher sources. We are slowly getting connected to our life's purpose, and that brings so much meaning and fulfillment into our lives. When you start doing this consistently, others' opinion would not matter so much, because now you have clarity in what your life's purpose is, and you keep showing up and doing things like that. This is when we step into the realms of the unknown and tap into our truest and highest potential, which brings us so much energy, and now suddenly our life can transform and we can give back so much more to the people around us, because now we have given so much of the love to us. So coming back to my point, love and attention is like a cup of water. Imagine in the beginning of the day, your cup is full. But honestly, if on a day-to-day basis, you don't do activities that bring you joy and love, then in a lot of ways, your cup is barely even full. And throughout the day, your attention and energy goes to every other thing that in a way drains your cup. So naturally, you would feel the longing for someone else to come in and fill the water in your cup. But let me tell you, nobody else knows exactly how to fill your cup. Only you know that. What if you start slowly pouring in water into that cup by doing activities that make you feel energized and happy? What if slowly you start showing up for yourself? If you start showing up for yourself day after day, then slowly your cup will start overflowing with so much love and energy. We all have this impression from social media about being that girl who loves her life, eats healthy, goes to Pilates, does gym every day, and eats strawberries and green smoothies all day. Well, that is amazing and looks great on paper. But is that the hot girl you want to become? And just because somebody portrays their life to be a certain way doesn't mean that yours has to look the same. Every human being's reality is very different from the other. Your life experiences, your culture, your upbringing, your ethnicity, the influences you have, your parents, your society, everything has shaped you into who you are. So while Pilates and green smoothies might work for someone, it may not be the best fit for you. In simpler terms, focus on the broader picture and inner work of healing. Because let me be very honest with you, no matter how many vision boards you make, how many Pilates classes you take, how much healthy you eat, or how many motivational videos you watch, if you have never dealt with your inner demons, then let me tell you, we have to reconsider what we are working here. So in simpler terms, romanticizing your life means showing up for yourself in every way you expect your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or anyone to do so. You have to start doing all those things for yourself first before you start asking for those things to be done by other people. If you want attention, then maybe you're lacking intimacy with yourself and want genuine connections with friends. What might help? Maybe start developing a stronger bond and connection with yourself by journaling. Ask yourself the questions which you want maybe a romantic partner to ask you. Give everything you expect other people to give you by knowing what your needs are. What are your values? What do you consider the most important thing to be in your life? Discover yourself. Go within and try to find out who you want to be and who you want to show up as a person. If you want acceptance, then stop being so hard on yourself. Stop shaming yourself and stop putting yourself down every time. What can be a remedy to this? Be okay with your flaws. Sit with yourself and be okay with where you are, and there is nothing wrong with you. You're amazing and beautiful just the way you are. I think this was something I used to struggle with as well, because I used to keep unexpected standards of perfectionism which I failed to meet because those were unexpected standards, and when I would not reach those goals I would be so hard on myself, and in that way I was depriving myself of opportunities to get better. It's only once you try and fail that you can learn and start getting better. Now, how can you implement more of that in your life? Well, maybe start doing activities that raises your self-esteem and makes you feel confident in yourself, instead of doing activities that brings you down and drains all your energy and puts you in such a low vibrational state. If you want appreciation from another person, then give it to yourself. Sit down with yourself, reflect back on your life, and applaud yourself on every single milestone you achieved. Because when you look back, there must have been a lot of things which you have achieved and a lot of things which you can feel proud of. Rather than expecting that appreciation to come from outside, try to give it to yourself first. If you want freedom, then stop being trapped by your own limiting beliefs. Stop self-sabotaging yourself every time you see an opportunity of growth. Stop putting yourself down, stop people-pleasing, and stop overstepping your own boundaries. Start living more courageously and authentically, and see how your life can suddenly transform and how you can suddenly feel more loved from within. And how does it look like when you finally live from more authentic alignment? Well, again, it means showing up for yourself for every little thing you promised yourself to do. It means taking yourself out to the dates which you want somebody else to take you. It means dressing up for yourself because that makes you feel good. It means gifting yourself or buying things for yourself which you want other people to give you. It means working out for yourself and not because you want to attain a perfect body image just so that somebody else can appreciate it. You want to do all of those things because you want to feel good from within. Do every single thing in your power to make your life as interesting, as amusing, and as wonderful as you see in movies or social media or how other people are living it. Because if there is anyone who has the capability to change your life, then it is you. And you can, if you're here watching this video, and that shows that you want to grow, you want to develop into the best version of you can. So start by taking the smallest step and believing in yourself. Okay, now we have talked about what does romanticizing your life mean, how does it look like, how you can do it, and now why should you even do it? Well, because knowing and accepting and appreciating yourself is the first step you can take before you let somebody else into the picture. It's almost like saying, I don't love myself, but let somebody else come in and start loving me so that I can start feeling better about myself. I don't think that mindset really works, because at the end of the day, you're always going to be longing for someone else to come in and fill your cup. But no matter how much somebody keeps on filling and filling and filling, it'll never be enough because it never came from you. Okay, now how can you start taking small steps to reach that best version of you? Well, in a lot of ways, understand this: nobody else can be your purpose. No man, no relationship can ever be your life's purpose. It is always what you have wanted to do. You are a unique and wonderful individual who is in this planet and who has a purpose. Never can your purpose be just taking care of the needs of other people. Tend to your needs first, your wants, your goals, and your values, and where you see yourself and where you see your life heading towards. Put all that mental energy in yourself, your work. Be so obsessed with who you want to become, what you want to do, that the values and opinions of other people don't really matter. So I have been reading this book by David Richo, and I really love what he talks about in his book about the 5 A's of love, which is attention, affection, appreciation, acceptance, and allowing. So before we expect other people to give us the 5 A's of love, let's start giving that to ourselves first. And how can you start creating your own version of happiness? Well, let's start with the basics and foundation, which is sleeping well, eating right, going outside for a walk or exercising a little bit, reading and having good friends. You will start feeling so much more better if you just do these small things, because universally it makes us all feel good. If you want to start working out, then wear your favorite cute clothes, put some good music on, and just go outside for 5 minutes. Keep your goals as small and as easy and accessible as possible, and just start showing up. Start figuring it out, what your interests are, where your passions lie, what your unique purpose and what your unique contribution to this planet is. And again, stop comparing yourself. So do not compare your beautiful, authentic being with anyone else's, because everybody's reality is very different. Constant evolvement, self-development, and recognizing yourself is one key way to start showing up more intentionally, mindfully, and living a more fulfilling life. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope the topics and the things I spoke about were helpful to you. Leave your messages in the comments, because I really love seeing them, and it makes me so happy that some part of my video resonated with you. So keep doing that, and I'll see you in the next one.